News since 4, we're learning more about what led to today's guilty plea in a high-profile child murder case. Today, Ryan Brunn pled guilty to killing Ureli Rivera, a plea that allowed him to avoid the death penalty. We have live Team 2 coverage beginning with Channel 2's Ross Cavett, who was right in the middle of the emotionally charged hearing in court. Ross?
An extremely difficult afternoon for everybody in that courtroom. It was clear to everyone in this community that this case was heading to the death penalty. It was clear in court this afternoon that all the evidence coming in this case pointing directly at 20-year-old Ryan Brunn. Today's deal spares him the death penalty.
Never had an idea of killing a child in my life.
Prosecutors said DNA evidence had come back on shoes, gloves, and duct tape that linked Ryan Brunn to Ureli Rivera's death. Ureli's mother sobbed throughout the hearing as Judge Frank Mills pressed Brunn to explain his horrific actions.
Came to a conclusion that I was going to lure her in for sexual conduct with myself here.
Brunn told the judge he'd been viewing child pornography on a friend's computer in the days before luring Ureli's into a vacant apartment where he worked as a maintenance man. He made the 7-year-old disrobe, but said he panicked when she said she wanted to go home.
I was just so terrified and scared that I wanted to go home and tell her mom or dad on me. And I cut her.
Brunn later placed the girl's body in a bag and put her in the complex's trash compactor. Brunn said he helped search for the girl. Then 2 days later, as police swarmed the area, he taped a handwritten note on the compactor.
Put a note on there that said she's in the trash can.
He couldn't explain why he did that, only that he was freaking out. The GBI found it and linked it to Brunn. At the end of the hearing, moments before Judge Mills sentenced Brunn to life in prison without a chance at parole, Brunn issued an apology, which after all he'd said, rang a bit hollow.
I'd like to apologize for everything I've done, and I do deserve everything that you're about to give me. Lo siento, in Spanish. Sorry.
Even though Brunn, as you heard, testified in court that he cut young Ureli with a knife, said she had survived that and actually ended up killing her by beating her on the head with her own roller skate that he had found. Even though Jocelyn Rivera, the victim's mother, told me when Ryan Brunn was arrested last month that she wanted the death penalty for him, in a statement by her read in court today, she said she wanted him to suffer as much as she's been suffering, and she agreed to today's deal. We're live in Canton. Ross Cavett, Channel 2 Action News.
Ross, thank you. Chilling hearing that from him. Thank you. We continue our live Team 2 coverage with Channel 2's Richard Elliott, who was there as everyone filed out of the courtroom. Richard.
Jovita, I spoke with the lead prosecutor, the head of the GBI. After all of this was over, you could tell he had a big sense of relief after that plea and the fact that Ryan Brunn will be spending the rest of his life in jail. We were outside the Cherokee County courtroom as the hearing wrapped up and people filed out. I was able to catch up with Ryan Brunn's lawyers in the hallway and tried to ask them about the guilty plea, but they didn't have much to say about their client.
He's remorseful, but a child's life was lost, and he's been sentenced. And that's bottom line, ladies and gentlemen. It's over.
He is displaying the emotion of a sociopathic killer. He has no remorse.
Minutes after I spoke with Brunn's attorneys, the prosecutor and investigators all talked with us about the plea deal. Cherokee County DA Gary Moss said Ureli's family did sign off on it.
The decision to resolve this case was reached after much prayer and with the united support and concurrence of Ureli's mother.
This is home video of Ureli's we obtained last month, showing the little girl playing with her baby sister. While investigators said they appreciated just how fast they solved this case and got a guilty plea, they also admitted to me the horrific nature of this crime affected them deeply.
The graphic nature of it, the severity of the torture involved, it certainly affected each and every one of us, personally, emotionally, and professionally.
Cherokee County Sheriff Roger Garrison told me afterwards that the swift resolution of this case is the most incredible feat of law enforcement he has ever seen. We're live in Cherokee County. Richard Elliott, Channel 2 Action News.
Thank you, Richard. More details on the case now. 7-year-old Rivera disappeared from the River Ridge apartment complex in Canton on Friday, December 2nd. Police searched for the girl that weekend. On Monday, December 5th, police found her body dumped in a trash compactor. 2 days later, police arrested Brunn.